Hello everyone, I am Professor Jagdish from IMS MBA College Hubli. Today I would be discussing about ratio analysis. First, let us try to understand what is ratio, then we will slowly move on to ratio analysis. So first we'll understand ratio. Ratio refers to the numerical or quantitative relationship between two variables. The two variables can be net profits and sales, or it can be net profits and capital employed, or those two variables can be net profits and total assets. This relationship can be expressed as percentages, fractions, or proportion of numbers. Let us try to understand ratio with an example. Say net profits are 20% of sales. So what it means here, the net profits of the firm are 20% of sales revenue generated by the firm. If the sales revenue generated by the firm is rupees 100, then the net profits of the firm are rupees 20. Similarly, when it is expressed as a fraction, net profit is 1/4 of sales. So what does it mean is, when the firm generates a sales revenue of rupees 4, the net profit of the firm would be rupee 1. Same is the case with the proportion. Now we'll understand ratio analysis. Ratio analysis is a widely used tool of financial analysis. Ratio analysis is the systematic use of ratio to interpret the financial statements in order to determine the strengths and weaknesses of a firm as well as historical and current financial condition. So with the help of ratio analysis, it is possible to identify the financial strength and weaknesses of a firm. Now, why do we need ratios? So we'll understand the reasoning behind ratio analysis. Ratios reveal the information in a more meaningful way to enable investors, lenders, and management to take better decisions. Ratio analysis makes related information comparable. A single figure by itself has no meaning, but when it is expressed in terms of a related figure, it yields significant inferences. For example, net profit of a firm, say rupees 5 lakh, throws no light on its adequacy. How does it stand in relation to sales? How does it stand in relation to capital employed? So therefore, if net profits are shown in terms of their relationship with items such as sales, assets, and capital employed, meaningful conclusions can be drawn. Say for example, net profit is 25% of sales, means when sales revenue is rupees 100, the firm would profit rupees 25. Or net profit is 30% of capital employed, means when capital employed is rupees 100, the firm's profit would be rupees 30. Hence, ratio analysis enables to draw quantitative answers such as, are the net profits adequate? Is the firm solvent? So moving on further, with regards to the basic concept of ratio and its analysis, now we'll understand the different types of ratios. Ratios can be broadly classified into 4 categories. They are liquidity ratios, capital structure ratios, profitability ratios, and activity or efficiency ratios. First, we try to understand liquidity ratios. Before we understand the liquidity ratio, let us have an idea about liquidity. Liquidity means the ability of the firm to meet its short-term debt obligations. I mean, if the firm is able to pay its obligations which fall due within 1 year, say for example, payment of wages, account payables, income tax payment, etc. All payments that become due in less than 1 year are short-term debt obligations. Now let's discuss about liquidity ratios. Liquidity ratios measure the ability of the firm to meet its short-term debt obligations and reflect short-term financial strength or solvency of the firm. So liquidity ratio measure how strong the financial position is to make the short-term payments. The ratios which indicate the liquidity of the firm are current ratio, quick ratio, super quick ratio, and turnover ratios. So first we'll discuss about current ratio. It is the ratio of total current assets to total current liabilities. It is calculated by dividing the current assets by current liabilities. So current ratio is equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. Now we'll understand what are current assets. Current assets are those which can be converted into cash within short period of time, normally not exceeding 1 year. Examples of current assets are cash, bank balances, inventory, accounts receivables and bills receivables, etc. And we'll discuss about what are current liabilities. Current liabilities are short-term maturing debt obligations. Current liabilities become due for payment within short period of time, normally in less than 1 year. For example, creditors, bills payable, accounts payable, outstanding expenses, etc. The current ratio of a firm measures its short-term solvency. It indicates the rupees of current assets available for each rupee of current liability. The higher the current ratio, the larger is the amount of rupees available per rupee of current liability, and the more is the ability of the firm to pay for its short-term liabilities. Current ratio of 2:1 is considered satisfactory. Quick ratio, it measures the ability of the firm to convert its current assets quickly into cash in order to meet its current liabilities. Thus, it is a measure of quick liquidity. The quick ratio is the ratio between quick current assets and current liabilities. Quick ratio is equals to quick assets divided by current liabilities. Quick assets refers to current assets which can be converted into cash immediately or at a short notice without diminution of value. Prepaid expenses and inventory are excluded in this category. A quick ratio of 1:1 is considered satisfactory. Now we'll discuss about the last one, super quick ratio. It is calculated by dividing the super quick assets by current liabilities of a firm. The super quick current assets are cash and marketable securities. This ratio is the most rigorous test of firm's liquidity. Super quick ratio is equals to super quick assets divided by current liabilities.